Hey everyone! Welcome to what I hope is going to be a fun little new mini series on the channel as we approach September and as we approach the start of the school year. So I'm approaching this from the perspective of someone who has, over the last 6 months or so, been both a student and a teacher. And there's a lot going on right now. So I thought, with school properly starting up for lots of places, either in the next couple of weeks or in the beginning of next month, that it might be kind of fun to explore some different opportunities to make that transition easier for yourself, whether you are going back to school as a student or as a teacher. The first thing I want to talk about is just scheduling and organization and how you can use those two things in whatever way works best for you to make your life so much easier. So let's get started, shall we? Okay, so the first thing you need to ask yourself is how you would prefer your schedule to look. So if you know that you're the kind of person who really, really likes the physical sensation of crossing a day off of a calendar when you're done with it, or folding over the page in your planner, or ripping the page out of your planner and burning it when the day is over, whatever it is, if that physicality is something that you enjoy, consider then spending, whatever little bit of money you need to spend to either get yourself a calendar or get yourself a planner so that you can do that. If you're in here like, cool, Jess, but I don't want to spend money on a planner or a calendar, there is another option. So, what I did at my most recent job was every time there was something that I needed to do that I thought I was going to forget about, I would write it down on a sticky note and I would just stick that sticky note somewhere on my desk. I ended up making all kinds of designs and things with the sticky notes because there was always way more things than I had anticipated that needed to happen between the beginning of the day and the end of the day. So you can use something like a stack of note cards or a sticky note that you put on a mirror, that you put on a desk or a wall or something, as long as you're not hurting your walls or your furniture. That is an option that is also available to you so that you can write things down, so that you can, when they're done, have that satisfying sensation of, cool, I did this, I'm going to rip this sticky note off of my desk and throw it away. And now but also, you can literally just use the calendar in your phone or the calendar on your computer or any number of virtual options, the notepad in your phone. Whatever you think is going to work for you, use it. Okay, so now that you've decided what you want to use to make your schedule, here's how maybe to organize your schedule. And keep in mind, I'm providing options for lots of different types of people. So if you find that there's something in here that doesn't work for you, or that you try and you don't like it, you don't have to keep it. You can kind of experiment with these things. You can see what works for you. You can come up with some hybrid model and decide to do something entirely different. It's up to you. These are just options. This is just kind of a little bit of a framework. So the first thing you need to ask yourself as you're making your schedule is how you prefer to do that. Are you a person who wants to lay out your whole week all at once? Or are you a person who would rather take it day by day so that you don't get overwhelmed? Once you've answered that question, then you can move on. I would say when you're making your schedule for the day or for the week, put at the top where you need to go, especially with schools being the way they are. If you're working at a school or attending a school in some way, if you have a virtual day, write virtual day at the top of your planner or your calendar square or whatever it is that you're using. If you need to go into a building, write that and be specific about what building you need to go to. Because, again, things are changing, things are shifting, so you might need the extra reminder. So the next step of that is to make sure that you're writing down times of things. Like if you have a 9:30 meeting, make sure you're writing 9:30 meeting. And then underneath it, if you have to talk to someone specifically about a specific thing at that meeting, write that. So maybe 9:30 meeting, talk to Barbara. I don't know. So make it clear for yourself. You know what I mean? Make sure that you're not going to leave that meeting, look at your list, and be like, oh man, I was supposed to talk to Barbara and I forgot. Organize it in such a way that you can see right underneath whatever the time stamp of the thing is, whatever else needs to happen during that thing. In related news to that, keep in mind that if there's days when you don't get everything that's on your list done, it's not the end of the world. It's okay. It's gonna happen. There's gonna be days when there's stuff that just isn't finished. So, when you're writing things down, consider again writing in pencil or writing things on sticky notes so that if you have to move them, you can keep things looking nice, but it's also changeable so that you don't have to feel big unnecessary guilt over not being able to accomplish something. And then just, you know what? Buffer time. Buffer time is my favorite thing in the world because it makes me feel so much better about everything that I get done. If you think something's going to take you 20 minutes, schedule yourself an hour. If you think something's going to take you an hour, schedule 2 hours, just in case. You know what I mean? You never know what's going to come up. You never know if you're going to hit snags or someone's going to call you in the middle of an important project and ask you to do an entirely different thing. So if you give yourself time, extra time to do things, you will feel probably a whole lot better about how long it actually takes you to do that thing. Relatedly, schedule time to relax, schedule time to talk to people, schedule time to do something fun. Because sometimes when all of this stuff is going on and we're trying to get used to a new schedule or a new school year or whatever it is, we can get very focused on being productive and doing the thing and being the best we can be, and you don't want to get into a situation where you're running yourself into the ground and you feel like you need to do absolutely everything all the time. So if you schedule an hour to talk to a friend, or you schedule, 2 hours to watch a movie with your family or whatever, that's great, and you're actually helping yourself in the long run to make sure that you're not going to get burned out in the middle of October. So don't be afraid to do that, and don't be afraid to ask for help if you're getting to a point where you feel really stressed. Okay? Alrighty, so that's everything that I wanted to say about that particular topic. So if you have opinions about any of these steps, or you've tried them and you want to let me know how it went, or even if you have ideas about future things that you'd like to see me discuss in this video series or in a future video, feel free to let me know in the comments down below. Like and subscribe if this is something that interests you, and I will see you all next week with whatever topic we're discussing next week. Okay, bye. Good luck.